So N8N is one of the most powerful automation software out there. And there are a lot of interesting and fantastic ways to run N8N today, right? You can leverage their own cloud platform, which is N8N subscription model. You can also choose hosting platforms like Hostinger. But if your mission really involves a next level scale and really trying to leverage most modern AI services, then you might need to think of a different kind of architecture. And this is where in today's video, I'm going to talk about running N8N on Google Cloud Platform. So here is my N8N fully deployed in Google Cloud Platform. And I was able to deploy this literally in 10 minutes. And I'm going to take you through the exact 7 steps of what you need to do in order to get this going. But before that, why should you even do this? I feel there are a few different reasons, right? The biggest one, in my opinion, is to really leverage Google Cloud's unmatched AI horsepower. Your automation server lives inside the exact same ecosystem as Google's Vertex AI, where you can really leverage their custom AI models. Let's look at a simple scenario to understand this, right? Let's say that you have a sales team and you have a sales business development team, right? Now, business development team gets a lot of leads, but you don't want to send all the leads to your main sales team. And this is where your company or your data scientists have built a custom machine learning model, which is actually in Vertex AI, that will accurately predict a lead's conversion probability, right? Based on all the historical company data that is stored in BigQuery. Instead of sending all the leads, what we can do is we can use N8N to pull a new lead from BigQuery and then send it securely to the custom Vertex AI model for prediction score, and then automatically route the lead to the correct follow-up channel. Now, this may sound simple, and yes, you can do this without hosting and on Google Cloud and all of that. That's totally acceptable. I think the big difference here is think of this scenario at scale and think of ensuring that the data never leaves your cloud instance. And that makes it even more secured. It makes it even more faster. With that scenario in mind, what I want to do is I want to show you the data set in Google Cloud and BigQuery, and then the custom machine learning model. And then with all of that in mind, we'll come back to N8N to actually see the workflow in action. All right, so now I am in my BigQuery, and this is the data set that I've created, which contains basically 3 different tables, right? The first one is the training data, where the business development team has been capturing all the leads. So you can see that they capture via the lead ID, and these are the variables that I have, right? Like total number of visits, the time spent, and the specialization of the lead and where they would want to have the conversation. Now, this is a training data set, so you already have the answer. So this is a supervised sort of machine learning. And then the idea is once the new lead comes in, the machine learning model needs to specify whether the new lead is a hot lead or if it is not a hot lead, right? So these are the 2 empty tables that we have right now, and this will be filled based on the AI machine learning model. So let me quickly show you the model as well. So in order to create the model when the data is already there, you need to come into Vertex AI and click on the training side. I've already trained the model because it took some time, as you can see, but just to show you how easy it is to do this, you click on the train new model, you specify your objective, and then generally I prefer AutoML because it automatically does a lot of interesting machine learning things instead of me specifying. Then I can train a new model. I just need to describe the target variable. In that case, you saw that it was converted, then add new features. And then this is where I'm going to specify all the different columns that are needed. And I'm going to specify the budget. So because it is almost like 1,000 rows of data, so it's not big. So I'm just going to give 1 hour, and then that's it, right? So then I can start training. So once I do that, it's going to take some time to train the model. So once the model is trained, then I can go see the model in the model registry. And then this is how the model looks. So I'm going to click on this. This is going to give a very good description of how the model's performance has been, some of the details around the model. So you can easily see all the different kinds of graphs and stuff like that. You have the confusion matrix. And this also gives you a very clear understanding of the importance of the different features, right? So we saw the earlier features, which is time spent, total visits, and specialization. And lead ID, obviously, it's an ID, so it doesn't really matter when it comes to classification. But you can clearly see that this is a lot of explainability going on, right? Now, we're not going to get into the whole machine learning piece here, but then the only reason I'm explaining this is a custom AI model that an enterprise team has already built. And what you would really want to do is, if you want to automate the whole thing, you might want to leverage the custom machine learning model here, right? So now, keeping all this in mind, let's go to the N8N workflow that I've created for this. All right, so here is my workflow in N8N, and you can see I've started with a scheduled trigger, and then I have immediately got a SQL query node, which is BigQuery SQL. And all I'm really doing here is I'm passing if there is a new lead that is coming, which has not been processed. So that is the query which I will be giving. Of course, the credentials is something which you will be doing one time. Now, please keep in mind that this is in the same instance as your Google Cloud, as your N8N. So it's going to be much more easier and more secured. So once you do that, then the output is going to be either the lead ID has been processed or it has not been processed, right? So if it has not been processed, then I'm going to pass it to the Vertex AI endpoint. What this really means is take the lead, which is the new lead from my BigQuery table, and then push it to the Vertex AI endpoint where it is going to do the scoring. So if I execute this specific step, what you would see here is it has actually created a score of 0 and 1, which is exactly equal to class 0 or class 1. So class 1 is where this is a hot lead. Class 0 is where this is not a hot lead, right? So it has taken the first row, which was lead ID 9901. And what it is saying is this is actually a class 0, right? We can potentially ignore this. This will make more sense here if I come here and see, we can actually like test it over here. So I can provide some numbers, right? So 9901, total visits 2, time spent. Again, we can look at this to time spent 0.25. And then this one is like finance. And then based on this, it can predict. And here you can see that the confidence score for label 1, which is converted, is equal to 0.35. So this is like in the Cloud Console, when you see this at N8N, this is happening at runtime. And that is the idea, which we need to understand. If the value is true, then it is going to insert in the hot leads table. That means if we are saying that there is a high probability of this lead going to be converted, then I want it to go in a new table, which is the hot leads table. And then I want the sales team or whatever channels team to look at this, right? Now, this is the end-to-end sort of scenario where I am actually automating, but leveraging a lot of custom-built AI models directly from Google Cloud Platform within the enterprise system. Now, this is just one example. You could have had a vision model. You could have had like images stored in your Google Cloud bucket, and you could have used like the Google Cloud's vision model, etc., to understand it. And there are a lot of different scenarios, right? But the thought process is think about scale. If you have 100,000 images and you want to detect defect, then a scenario like this, an automation like this would help. So we are talking about enterprise scale scenarios. And this also makes it pretty cheaper for you to run on a Google Cloud instance. At any point in time, you can come to wherever you've deployed this, and you can decide to turn this off, right? So let's say you're not really using it. You can come here and basically disable this. So, your entire kind of expense could go. You could also like pause this. So this is where really you're paying for what you're using, right? So these are some of the things that you need to keep in mind. Now that you've understood the scenario and you've seen the demo and how the N8N is actually deployed, I'm going to quickly take you through the guide on what are the steps that are required. And I'm also going to share some of the details in the comment section. There are published guides there, but it's a pretty quick 7-step process, and you should be able to replicate this on your own. All right, so we'll get into that. All right, so I'm going to take you through the outline of the 7-step deployment plan, and then we will get into Google Cloud Platform to run this one by one, okay? So the step 1 is really ensuring and enabling that you have a GCP project, which is billing enabled. Then we will enable some of the APIs which are required. So that will be Cloud Run, Cloud SQL, Secret Manager, and IAM. These are all the APIs that you need to enable one time. And then once you're done with that, then you will create a database, right? In this scenario, we'll be using a Postgres database. And this database is going to be used for you to store all of the N8N workflows and credentials. Then we will create a secret manager, which will store all the passwords and stuff like that. We'll also create a service account, which will minimize the number of times you need to give permission. So you give the permission at a service account level, and then it'll execute all of that. So once we are done with all of these steps, then we will deploy N8N in Cloud Run. This usually takes a little bit more time, but then that is the most important aspect of it. And once you have deployed, then you will assign a public URL for the N8N so that you can access it at an application level, okay? So these are the 7 steps. And interestingly, all of these will happen within GCP. Once you're done with step 7, then you will be greeted with an N8N screen where you will register, and then you are able to sign in, and you will be running N8N on Google Cloud Platform thereon, okay? So let's get into some of the steps here. I have already done some of these in preparation of this video, so I won't be repeating it, but I'll be showing the commands within the UI of GCP where you can run this, all right? So let's look into it. All right, so the step one is really to create a GCP project, which is pretty straightforward. So you are gonna click on new project, give it some sort of a name, let's say that live demo, and then hit on create button, and then should be able to create a project pretty quickly. Now, if your project doesn't have a billing associated, so for example, this one, so for you to associate billing, you need to click on billing. And if there is no billing associated, then it will greet you with a screen like this, and you select link a billing account, and you would have created a billing account as you're signing up for Google Cloud Platform. You click on that and then attach your project to the billing account. So this is like an absolute requirement, step number 0 for you to do this. All right, so the next step is really to enable the APIs. So for that, what you will do is you will come to API and services, click on API and services, and then you need to enable 4 different APIs. So the number one is Cloud Run admin API. So you will go ahead and click on that, and you will click on enable. It's already enabled for me. That's why you're seeing something like this. The next one will be Cloud SQL admin API. So this is where you're going to come here and you will enable this particular API as well. Again, I'm going to share the link in the description, but these are some of the APIs that need to make sure that everything is enabled, right? The third one is Secret Manager API. Again, you will come here and you should be able to enable this. And then the last one is the IAM API, which is an important one. So, again, these are the 4 APIs that you will enable. Okay. So once you're done with that, the third step would be for you to basically go ahead and create a Postgres database, right? So for that, what we will do is you can just type in Cloud SQL and you will be taken to the Cloud SQL page where, you are able to create a new instance of the database, right? What we're doing is first creating the instance of Cloud SQL. And in this case, we are creating a Postgres database. So I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to select enterprise. And in this case, my edition, I'm going to take a sandbox edition. I'm just going to provide some sort of like an instance ID. So here let's say that I'm going to give N8N DB1 and then give some sort of a password here, that will work. And then provide and just basically go ahead and click on the instance. So I'm going to not do this because I already have done this, but this is exactly the step that you need to take in order to create this, right? So I already have an instance, which is my N8N DB instance. Now, once you have created this, then what you will need to do is you will need to do a couple of more things. So number one, you need to then go ahead and click on database. So you will be creating a database itself. So Postgres is something which gets created by default. What you need to do is create a database. In this case, I've created it in N8N. So the steps are you have created an overall instance of Cloud SQL, then you create Postgres. Then once you have created Postgres, then you're going to create a database inside Postgres. So you give it a name and then create that. And then once you're done with that as well, then you go ahead and create a user, right? So those are the steps that you will need to follow. And once you're done with this, then you will be ready. You would have completed this particular step of configuring your database. Okay. The next step really is the secret manager. So for that, what you will do is you will go into security, and this is where you have the secret manager somewhere here. There you go. So you have the secret manager here. So what you're going to do is click on creating a new secret. I've already done that. So you have to create 2 different secrets. One is the secret key for encryption, and then the second one will be for the password, right? That's what you're going to follow. Again, I'm going to share the documentation with you, but this is where you're going to click on this and then provide the name of the secret. And then you can type in your own value that you like and store it, or you can randomly create it as well. And then click on create secret and it should do that job for you. So that will be the step number 4, where you are creating the secret. The next step is to create a service account. So for that, you will be coming to IAM, and here you have the service account option. So here you can go ahead and create a service account and then give it a name and permission and stuff like that, right? Again, pretty straightforward. You should be able to create this based on the guide that I will share. And then once you're done with all of these steps, right, then the next step will be for you to deploy N8N on Google Cloud. So for that, I'm going to share the exact command so that it becomes easier. And once you're done with this, then you will have N8N running in Cloud Run. So this is where you will come. Once it is deployed in your system, your N8N would be running in Cloud Run. So you will click on this, and this is going to be the public URL that will give you access to N8N, right? So you can see if I click on this, it will let me go ahead and log in. Since I've already logged in, this takes me to my N8N instance running on GCP. This is completely, at any step you didn't see that I had to go to N8N to sign up on anything, right? Like it's completely here within Google Cloud, and once you have deployed it, you are able to run it. Okay. So those are the steps that you need to take in order to deploy N8N on Google Cloud. All right, here is the official documentation that is now available on N8N itself, where you have the exact instructions that you need, which we just discussed. You need to have a Google Cloud project, and this is where they have given you very specific commands as well that you can run on your Google Cloud shell, which will make it pretty easy. And then you're enabling the APIs, setting the Postgres database exactly the way we discussed, creating storing information in secret manager, then creating a service account, and then deploying the Cloud Run service, which is deploying N8N. So these are all the different steps that you would need. So I'm going to add this link in the description for you. All right. I hope this was helpful. What this really allows you to do is to run a super amazing platform like N8N in a super scalable, robust, secured, and AI-rich platform like Google Cloud, right? So a combination of N8N and Google Cloud is really a superpower for any developer or anybody who's trying to run automation at scale efficiently. And that was really my intention to share here. And I hope that this was valuable to you guys. I've been appreciating all the comments and feedback. If you have liked this video as well, please hit that like button and please do subscribe. And please let me know in your comment section if there are any questions or if there are any other topics that you would like me to go deeper into. With that, I will see you in the next one.